Hello, good evening, and welcome to Be Inspired with Pepe Minambo, your inspirational show for personal, career, and business developments. You know, it's said that the human brain is not a vessel to be filled, but a fire to be lit. And I just hope tonight we're gonna challenge your thinking process and your worldview and your perspectives about life. Tonight, I'd like to talk on the topic that we started talking about starting last week on the 7 steps to problem solving. So I talked about problem solving last week as one of the ways of triggering growth, either at a personal level, career level, or business level. And I will tell you, as an inspirational coach, as a motivational speaker, as a consultant, I'm here to see anyone, either at a personal level, career, or business, who exponentially grew without really solving a problem. You know, you need quantum growth, or you can have what you call step-by-step growth. Step-by-step growth is about hard work. Step-by-step growth is about timing. Step-by-step growth sometimes about luck, being at the right place at the right time. But for you to have exponential quantum growth, you need to master one skill, and that skill is problem solving. And tonight we're going to look at 7 steps to problem solving. Show me a man on top of their game. Show me a man who has conquered territories. I will show you a man who solved a problem. I will show you a woman who solved a problem. Many enterprises today in our world, they are as a result of problems that people faced. In fact, about a few weeks ago, I was in the western part of the country, and I was engaging with this circle, one of the leading circles in the country. I think the largest community-based circle in this country. Now, how did the circle started? I hear over 27 years ago, in that particular part of the country, a group of men came together and started what they call a burial society. Get me right, a burial society. So, a savings society that brought members together and made them to save money for them to have decent burials. And that was the whole idea behind the society, burial society. I told myself that is very interesting. So I'm saving money while I'm alive so that at the time I'm dead, I get a decent send-off. I get a decent burial. Now, one of the ladies, it wasn't just men, but it also attracted ladies. One of the ladies who was a member, and she happened to be a widow, and she had 2 children, saving with the burial society, fell ill. As she became sick, she exhausted all the resources she had. Now, the only place she could run to for some money for her medical treatment was the burial society. She said, hey guys, I got some money here in this society. I'd like to get some of my money to go and treat myself. Then she was told, no, you can't get money out of here. This is a burial society. The aim and the purpose and the vision and the goal of this society is to have enough money so that when you die, we can give you a decent burial. But then he said, hey God, hey guys, I got a problem here. My problem is not death. My problem is I'm sick. I need money for medication. I need money for hospitalization. And the council of elders in the burial society said, no, the purpose of this society is to bury you, not to treat you medically. Oh my goodness, you may have heard me speak on this show about the fixed mindset. The two kinds of mindset in this world, fixed mindset and the growth mindset. I've talked extensively here about the 2% mindset and the 98% mindset. And I've said in many of my forums that look here, in this world of over 8 billion people, only 5% of people think. 15% think that they are thinking, and 80% do not think at all. Someone has saved money with your society for burial, that's true, but they are now sick. They are in the verge of either losing their life, and they need some of their money for them to go and treat themselves. And you're telling them, no. You signed that this was membership to a burial society. And guess what? The lady went back home, and unfortunately, she died. And upon her burial, the burial society released now cash to bury her and give her a decent burial. I tell myself, they thought they were thinking, but they were not thinking at all. Now, after the burial, one of the leaders in the burial society sat back and said, no, this is not correct. This is not right. We are facing problems in this society that we are shying away from solving. Why don't we start another fund where people will be saving, not for burial, but for welfare, for well-being? The rest is history. That particular circle was started. 27 years later, it's the largest circle in the country, community-based. By community-based, I mean, look here, there are two kinds of circles, or credit society or cooperative societies. There are those that are employment-based, where employees of an institution are all forced to be members, or not forced or invited to be members. And then there are those that are community-based, voluntary. People from all walks of life come and become members, and they save and they borrow and they develop. I was surprised as I spoke to officials and stakeholders of that particular circle that drew people from the clergy, people from retirement, people from the security sector, people from the academia. It was a big stakeholders event. 27 years later, the society, which is not burial, it's now a savings and credit society, has been a big blessing to many people. But it took one individual to say, look here, we have problems and we need to solve them. So let's talk about the 7 steps to problem solving tonight. If you've heard me speak on the show, I always say the world doesn't need any new product. The world doesn't need any new stream of services. The world is saturated with services, all manner of services. The world is saturated with product, all manner of product. What is the world is short of are solutions. The world is dying for solutions. Don't think about product. Don't think about services. Solutions is the way to go. 7 steps to problem solving. Step number 1, find the problem. Find the problem. I love it. They say, find the problem. Meaning, there are problems. Let me tell you, there are problems all over. There are problems in our education sector, problems in our churches, problems in our families, problem with our health and health, sector. There are problems everywhere. But let me tell you, the first thing that leads to growth, to a quantum exponential growth in life, is find the problem. But how will you find a problem if you do not seek for the problem? Or seek the problem? I don't know which one is the correct way to put it across. Many years back, I had a mentor, and my mentor told me, he said, Pepe, he said, life is generous. I told him, why do you say this, Mr. Tirop? He said, life is generous because if you ask, life will give to you. If you knock, life will open doors. And if you seek, life will make you find. I say, seek and find the problem. But then there is a whole process of seeking and finding problems. Instead of seeking for jobs and spending all your time on TikTok and Facebook and X and all these other platforms, sit back and look around and ask yourself, where are the problems in my community? Where are the problems in the society? In fact, it is said that there was a pandemic and there was a lockdown, global lockdown. And the story goes like this, that I see Isaac Newton happened to sit down under a tree, an apple tree. And eventually, as he was meditating, and I don't know what he was analyzing, an apple fruit hit his head. And he wondered and said, why is it that the fruit fall off the tree and came down and did not go on the side or went upward? And as he sat down and analyzed further to figure out why did the tree come down and not moved on the side or went upward, he realized there was something called gravity, the force of gravity on ground, that everything that was let loose in space had to be brought down here. It took time to analyze and to ask questions. In fact, someone said, everybody saw the apple falling down, but only one person asked, why is the apple falling down? So to find the problems, you must be analytical. So I take you back to analytical thinking. You must sit back and analyze your environment and scan your environment and find the most prominent and disturbing problems people are facing on a day-to-day basis. And let me tell you, that's where there is growth. That's where there is wealth. That's where there is breakthrough. That's where there is financial freedom. That's where there is glory, by just finding a problem and daring to move forward to solve it. So, 7 steps to problem solving. Number 1 is find the problem. Let me tell you, I heard about Honda. We all know Honda as a motorcycle. We know Honda as a car. Did you know Honda also manufacture aeroplanes? And Honda makes a lot of mobility, instruments and machineries across the globe. Honda is the strongest motorcycle in the world. And it's the motorcycle, the best-selling motorcycle in the world that sells billions and billions of dollars every year. But do you know how the whole Honda corporation was born? Mr. Honda was a mechanic, a simple mechanic, repairing stuff. Then he married a beautiful woman. And the wife, they were poor. Of course, they were poor. The wife had a bicycle, the normal bicycle, not motorcycle, the normal bicycle that you pedal. And she used the bicycle going to work every day and coming back. And this woman was frustrated because riding the bicycle was a hassle and a hard work. And the husband sympathized. As any other man, you sympathize with your wife's hardships. Men are there to solve women's problems. Men are there to take care of their families. And Mr. Honda sat down and started thinking and analyzing. He said, my wife has a problem. Whenever she comes back from work, she's so exhausted. She can't cook. She can't do any other thing because she's been pedaling for kilometers. And guess what? Mr. Honda figured out the solution to his wife's bicycle problem. He went on and mounted a small engine. And he attached the engine to the bicycle so that the wife will not struggle to pedal, but the engine will propel the bicycle automatically. And the wife will go to work peacefully and come back home peacefully. The rest is history. Honda is a multi-billion US dollar company, but the whole company was founded on the basis of finding a problem and be willing to solve that problem. Because beneath the problem, or behind the problem, there are opportunities, money, freedom, breakthrough, wealth, and any other thing you can ever imagine. We'll be right back. Thank you.